Love is our true divine nature, and our heart serves as the intersection of the spiritual and physical, connecting our soul with our body as the conduit for anchoring our divinity onto the earth plane. Embodying our divinity is the key to our ascension and to manifesting our highest destiny in this life. The teachings of the heart are alchemy. Join spiritual mentor and channel Jennifer Spohr each week on a sacred journey to lift the veil to remembering your divinity and meet other beautiful souls who are living the path of the awakened heart. Hey everyone, I'm super excited and overjoyed to welcome to the show today as a guest Mariya Molduvanova. She is an ancient soul on a human journey who constantly basks in the immense beauty of this planet with a childlike curiosity and wonder. I love that. Her mission here is to anchor the new light codes of unconditional love for self, the other self, and for all of humanity, ending the old paradigm of codependency and fear. She is a powerful transmuter of energy and a lighthouse bringing weary travelers back home. That is so beautiful. I love that so much. Welcome.
Thank you, Jennifer. It's such a pleasure to be here with you again, a year later, claiming all of this.
Yes, I've got the...
And really embodying it.
Yeah, I have got the chills right now when you started saying that. And for those who are listening, Mariya and I connected with each other initially about a year ago. And before we hit record for this conversation, we were just actually discussing that. Mariya, actually, if you're feeling guided to do so, I'd love for you to share with us, more about that journey, like what has unfolded for you this last year and led you to where you are now doing the work that you're doing.
Absolutely. So funny enough, a year ago, as I was starting my coaching career, my coaching business, I connected with you and had a coaching blueprint done, like the mission, purpose in life blueprint with you. And you were the one sharing and not sharing, but really delivering my remembrance of why I'm here. You're the one that first reminded me that I'm here to share unconditional love, to bring unconditional love, to be unconditional love. And I'll be honest, in that moment, I was nowhere trusting that. It was like, okay, who am I to do all this? I'm just a tiny little human surrounded by so many powerful souls like you and everybody else that I connected in the moment. I was like, okay, I don't see myself like this, but okay, we'll see where will that bring me. I will trust that path. And I chose to be that person. I chose to follow that path. And here I am, a year later, finding, reclaiming my own physical voice, because a year ago I wasn't able even to vocalize, and now I'm claiming my voice, claiming my identity, claiming my soul power, own it, embodying it, own it now. And I'm about to launch with an amazing collective of minds, multi-author book called Soul Love, where I'm sharing my human journey on how I overcome the lessons that my human chose to follow in this life, on how I reclaim my soul, on how I reclaim all the lost fragments of my soul. And about a month further, I am releasing a second book with Mary Gunman as a lead author called Shine Your Soul Light. And I'm embodying all of this, anchoring all of this for myself and for the collective. And it's all because you reminded me why I was here. And I'm immensely grateful for that.
Oh, gosh, there's like so much beauty in everything that you just shared. And I am super, super grateful to, and honored to have been able to have that time with you. And like you said, it was really more the delivery of a message. And I was the channel for that. I'd love for you to share. Actually, before I ask my next question, I wanted to just let everyone listening know that the first book that you talked about, Soul Love, is actually launching around the 21st of September. So by the time this episode airs, that will have been out for probably a week or so. And we'll be sure to include the link to that book for those who are listening, so they can go back and reference in the show notes for those who are interested in reading, more about your story and learning more about you. I wanted to ask you to share more with us about, so you were saying a year ago, you were kind of like, wow, there's no way that can be me, why would I be here, right, to fulfill this big mission and purpose? What was the moment for you, or was there a defining moment where the switch kind of flipped on, where you went from going, there's no way that can be me, to, wow, I'm really like starting to embody this and feel this and believe this about myself?
Interesting question. I would say there is not really one moment, because it's an ever evolving journey that we are on. It's like reclaiming one dot of your journey at a time. It's reclaiming one tiny bit of yourself, of all of you. Because we are so much than just the tiny humans that are walking the earth. We are this, but we are also the whole universe. We're so much more. So it was really a constant journey of remembering all the different members part of me, and integrating and harmonizing and loving all the parts.
I love that.
All the channels, all the line, everything in between. Because a lot of people are afraid to go there. A lot are afraid to go into the shadows.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And this is a huge part of growing. It's not weird. As much as we are light, we all have expressions of us that are not as light, that are walking in the dark. But we are here to harmonize those, to integrate those, to love those. And this is really what happened over that past year. I embraced every single part. I danced through the journey, not knowing where I'm going, where it's taking me, but with the full trust that it's all happening for my highest good, and that I'm absolutely safe, loved, and protected. And when I'm saying this, there are moments that looking from aside, and that first chapter in that first book, it's called Witness, because I'm sharing some of those moments as I'm being witness to it. That I went through a spontaneous Kundalini awakening. It was scary. It was, for someone watching from aside, it was scary to watch. But I never felt scared. Because I had the deepest inner knowing that I am safe to it. That I am safe being in this body, that I am safe being a being on this earth, and trusting that I'm held and supported.
What you're sharing there reminds me of this quote that I reference fairly frequently, because I just feel that it's really the embodiment of what you're talking about. And it's by Joan of Arc. And the quote is, "I'm not afraid, I was born to do this." And knowing Joan of Arc and that archetype, right? Like, she had that grounded knowing in the core of her being, like her purpose here, her mission, and what she was here to do. And it's a great segue to something else that you and I were talking about before we hit record today that I'd love to share with the listeners, which is that often, we're talking about the ascension journey, and ascension is about balance. And often when we're intentionally, especially when we're intentionally on an ascension journey, it can look from the outside like things are falling apart, and they're really not. It's really what happens when we intentionally embark on an ascension journey. Things that are not in alignment with the core, the true essence of who we are, come forward to our awareness to be released, so that we have the energetic capacity and space, essentially, right, to allow what is coming forward for us to actually drop in. And absolutely, the journey can feel easier said than done. And I definitely relate to what you're sharing, because I've had several of those phases in my evolution at this point, But what you said before is really key, is that you always knew, you always knew. And that's how I feel too. I always knew. It's kind of like an oak tree, like you're just firmly grounded in your roots. And no matter what is happening around us, that core of who you are stays unwavering. And wow, it is amazing on the other side of that, right?
It is. It's unfolding beyond my wildest dreams and expectations, visions, and it's still unfolding as we speak.
Yeah.
And this is the biggest lesson that I learned on the journey. It's an ever unfolding, like it's we should never attach to the ever growing ego self, if I can say. Because as soon as we say, oh, I know it all, this is all me, that this is it, I'm not, this is who I am, we stop our growth. We stop our movement forward. Because there is always something new to learn, something, a new part of us to remember, to love, and to incorporate. And it's the ego self that is keeps telling us, okay, this is it. Okay, this is comfortable now. Let's stay in that comfort zone. It's scary to go outside of this, but we should trust that outside of this comfort zone, it's where our true self lies. And our true self is much bigger, always, than our ego self if we allow it to be.
Absolutely. And this could be a whole other episode and conversation of its own, talking about the ego self, right? But I really want to say now that because the ego mind is, I'll use the reference, it can be like poo-pooed a lot, even in spiritual communities. And it's important for everybody to understand that the ego self is as much a part of our journey and who we are and serves a purpose as much as all of the other aspects of our being. And so rather than resisting it or pushing it away because we know that its guidance doesn't often serve our highest good, the journey can be a lot smoother actually when we choose to embrace it and love it unconditionally as an aspect of us, and to connect with it as if it's another person or part of our personality, to understand what it needs to feel nurtured, right? In my experience, when we take that approach, it really does provide for much more ease and grace on our journey.
Exactly. I know a lot of people are calling the process ego dead. I would rather call it befriending.
Yeah. Yes.
Really holding space and listening. It's like, you go in a meeting with your team in any organization. And as a leader, you want to hear all the concerns of everybody on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And you have different members of the team that are assigned to address and show you different aspects. So you, as the leader, can take the informed best decision moving forward. But this is a key point. The ego brings just one aspect of the truth of the guidance. And it's very important for us to remember that, okay, I hear you, I respect, I value your opinion, your point, but trust me, we are safe. I know where we should go. And I promise you, we all gonna be safe there.
Yes. Something, oh, sorry. Go
No,
ahead. I
no,
think there was a delay.
go ahead.
Oh, to say, this is something else that could be another conversation in of itself, but being able to clearly discern the difference in those inner voices is super important too, because your ego voice is often the one that's trying to keep you safe and comfortable. So it will often be the one that is questioning and challenging and coming from a fear-based space, where very simply your heart, your soul's guidance is going to always be neutral, and it is always going to give you guidance that's going to move you toward your expansion and evolution. So really important to feel like you're clear in discerning the difference between those voices. I'd love for you to share with us, at a high level, how do you work with your clients, and what are maybe the top one or two signs that you can share where someone is being called to make a change, and maybe an action step or two that they can take to answer that call?
Honestly, there is not one hit all sign. For me, the most important sign is when you hear the inner call.
Mm-hmm.
It's not from within. It's not, okay, something is not right. I have everything. I've done everything and accomplished everything. But I know that there is more. I know that I'm here to know more.
Mm-hmm.
And usually this is when I connect with my clients who are usually leaders in their communities, very successful in their lives, businesses, but it's not inner nudge. Okay, there is more to it. What, what, what am I missing? And it's like your soul nudging you to check your inner compass. Am I being honest, authentic, true to myself? Am
Mm-hmm.
I speaking my own truth? Or am I speaking somebody else's truth?
Great question. Fantastic question. Mariya, in closing, what else are you feeling guided to bring forward?
In this whole or in general?
In this now moment.
Oh, let's see. Just a reminder that we are all here to walk each other's home,
Mm-hmm.
to remember where that home is, to remember that we are all different individual expressions of the same one creation beginning of all.
Mm-hmm.
And that we all came from love and light. And remember that we are still carrying that love and light even through our darkest expressions. So it's very important, especially in this moment when we're all looking, or so many are looking as us versus them. Look at each other.
Yeah.
See the one and the same.
See the divine. Yeah, absolutely.
We're just other cells.
Yeah.
Walking on expressions of the same. So look at everyone with utmost compassion, no judgment. This is how we're gonna be able to all go home and be one again.
Yeah, absolutely. See the divine in everyone and everything. Absolutely. Mariya, what an honor. And just, yeah, I've just really loved having the opportunity to reconnect with you today. And it never gets old. It never gets old for me to, reconnect with someone I know and to hear about all of the amazing miracles that have unfolded, over this last year for you. So thank you for co-creating in this space with me today and for sharing your wisdom with everyone that will be listening as well. I deeply appreciate you and honor you.
Thank you, and thank you, Lloyd, for your service. I know how hard it is to walk this journey, trusting and not knowing, and that's why it was so important for me to reconnect with you, and not that you need validation, but it's always so important to witness,
Yeah.
who witness you, to witness them back, and I'm witnessing you, and I'm honoring you, and I appreciate you and everything you know.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mariya.
Thank you for listening to Path of the Awakened Heart. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or pathoftheawakenedheart.com so you never miss an episode. To learn more about living with an awakened heart and navigating your ascension journey, visit me at jenniferspore.com.